What is going on, everybody? Depraved here.
I'm Pound.
With Pound.
Hello.
This is the Pound and Slash Marvel Media Podcast. Comic Corner number 5.
Yeah.
It's the 5th Comic Corner, y'all. We actually have an actual really good lineup of comics to talk about.
Yeah.
Probably one of the better overall lineups in terms of all the different things it has to offer and all the different things we get to talk about. And then next week we get to backtrack because the website that I've been getting all my information from sucks, apparently.
Right.
And they decided to not start where the Marvel Universe actually starts, with Captain America.
Right.
But this week we did cover already some amazing issues. You know what I did not do?
What's up?
I did not pull up the Comic Corner outline. That is my own fault. So if you guys checked in earlier this week, we went over some news. We went over the What If from last week. Next Monday we'll be covering this week's What If. There's just a lot of Marvel fun to go through. All right. So in this issue, we are starting off with Amazing Fantasy issue number 15.
Right,
which
the one and only.
Is the introduction of the Spider-Man.
The main man himself, the main myth, the legend.
We get to do Journey into Mystery, issues 83 and 84. This is the introduction into the Marvel Universe of Thor.
Otherwise, Man with Cane.
Yeah.
Fuck that, Man with Cane. No, it ain't Thor. Nope, Man with Cane.
We are covering The Incredible Hulk, number 3. Which is actually a really good issue.
Diabolical, bro. That whole thing. That's that whole issue, bro.
We're covering the Fantastic Four number 6, which is another really good issue.
From where we went to for the past... Oh, man.
And then Tales to Astonish 35, which is the return of the Ant-Man.
Damn. Even
which
that
actually wasn't bad.
Yeah, decent. Wow, yeah. Overall, yeah, not bad. Because we done had what the hell moments right now. Oh, man.
So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and jump into the infographic of what should you know, or what will we get to know, I guess is a more proper idea here.
Right.
All right. So give it a second to flip over.
The cat's asleep, by the way.
Good.
Clocked out.
Knocked out. That's what we need. All right.
Like at least
so
an hour.
If you remember last week, Sir Pounds here chose Dr. Doom as his
as my
MVP.
I've been picking nothing but damn. I done picked nothing but
You've picked 2 villains. I've picked 2 heroes.
What the hell? How did I do that? I don't. Wow.
Well, that's changed this week for me. Let's find out.
I hope so. Damn. It probably won't though, but I hope so.
All right. So first off, we're going to talk about Amazing Fantasy number 15.
Boom.
We are going to get introduced to Peter Parker and who is also Spider-Man.
I hope so. Oh shit.
We are going to be introduced to Uncle Ben Parker and Aunt May Parker.
Yes, sir.
We are going to get introduced to Sally, who is kind of a one-and-done character.
Yeah, she was.
Flash Thompson, who is a constant thorn in Parker's side throughout the comics.
And even in the movies.
Right. Crusher Hogan.
Yeah.
And I have him listed here as Ben's killer. He's buck-toothed as fuck. But he is going to be... He's the main villain, I guess, in this issue. Then we will be covering Journey into Mystery. 83 and 84. This is where we get to meet Dr. Don Blake, who is also Thor.
Yeah, whatever. He Man with Cane right now.
Jane Nelson, not Foster, but Nelson.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah. Huh. Okay, sure.
And these 2 comics have 2 different villains. The first villain are the Stone Men from Saturn.
Yeah.
Who look like a bunch of the... they basically look like rock forms of the Stonehenge.
Right, from Dark World.
No, Stonehenge, the actual Stonehenge.
Oh, never mind.
And then the Executioner, which is just a Russian.
And that pissed that. You know what? That's holy gripe right there too. I thought that was the Executioner from the thing, but it's a. I mean, I get it's a dictator, but yeah.
Dictator.
You are a dictator. You are not even good at your job.
Now we are going to get to some new locations here. Now, as far as the Amazing Fantasy goes, obviously it's just New York City, right?
Right.
So it's not really much more new to show there. Now, the Thor issues, they're in Norway.
Right.
And then another place is San Diablo, which is in like Southern Africa or Southern Asia.
Right, because that's where the Executioner
like
was at.
Right, wherever they're at.
Right.
And then we're going to go from there. We're going to talk about the Incredible Hulk, where we see again Dr. Bruce Banner, who is also the Hulk.
Hey.
We will see Rick Jones. I'm Rick Jones, bitch.
Unity.
We get to meet Rick's aunt.
Yeah.
Her Aunt Polly.
Yeah, we get to meet
his Aunt Polly, who actually looks a lot like one of the Golden Girls.
That's interesting. Right. Thank you for being a friend.
And then the two main villains that we're going to run across to in this one issue, because it was like 2 stories in one issue.
Yeah, that was interesting.
We're going to run into General Thunderbolt Ross again.
Yep, because he comes back hot.
And then the Ringmaster, which the Ringmaster will come back again later in a Spider-Man comic that I know for sure.
Right.
Because Spider-Man and Daredevil team up to fight him. Yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
The more you know. That's what's up.
But that's later down the line.
Right. Oh my God.
All right, and then we're going to go back into Fantastic Four, where again we have Reed Richards, who is also Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm, who is also Invisible Girl, Ben Grimm, who is also the Thing, Johnny Storm, who is also the Human Torch, and returning villains Namor and Victor Von Doom.
Reed Richards more like I can't do shit.
Nah, dude. You know what? I actually have a legit complaint, but we'll get there.
I don't want to get to
there.
it.
Right,
bro. There was one part. He's like, "What?" I was like, "Bro, dude, don't do this, Reed." Oh my God.
Now, like, the downfall to this issue was it literally just brought back 2 villains to team up against the Fantastic Four, and even then they didn't really team up against them.
Right, because he was like the distraction.
Right.
But
So that was kind of a bummer coming off of the heels of those 2 issues.
Right.
I would have liked to have seen maybe a few other things happen and then this come back and happen. But, you know, it is what it is. And then our last comic is Tales to Astonish, where we are going to run again into Henry Pym, also known as Ant-Man, which he actually has his Ant-Man suit in this.
Yeah, because he was crafting it along with doing practical science stuff, like he said in the first one.
And then generic Russian enemies, also known as commies.
Which, Jesus Christ, they really... oh, God. Just to go into his science thing, just cause.
Right. All right, so that takes care of the infographic. Go back to the main screen. There we go. All right. All right, so fun fact also, by the way, they actually changed the entire setup of Marvel Unlimited. I'm not very happy about it.
Yeah, because
they've made it weird. It's actually kind of hard to get around in there now.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
Before there was a home button, you could hit home and then hit the search and scroll through all the comics.
Yeah, then they got rid of your save stuff too. Like,
right.
It didn't let you at least keep your stuff from.
They got rid of all the stuff that I was currently reading and stuff because
right.
Of the
Damn, like you're currently reading.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
What?
Disney, you don't need your hand in everything.
Right.
Like, let Marvel just do what they do.
Please don't do Warner Brothers shit.
Leave it the fuck alone.
Right, because that's why Warner Brothers is doing what they're doing now.
All right, so we're starting off with Amazing Fantasy issue number 15, which is called Spider-Man. As a matter of fact, if you want to hand that to me real quick, I actually have the trade paperback that this is in.
Yeah.
This is the trade paperback. It's not the original issue, but it is.
Yeah, it's not the one that cost $3.6 million that somebody just dropped out of, like, the blue. Because who got $4 million laying around?
But this is the Amazing Fantasy that we are speaking on.
And this dudes were assholes, man.
I actually love having this trade paperback, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It's, even though it's got a page that's ripping in it for whatever fucking reason. You can put that back now.
But yeah, he pointed to this last podcast, and I said, "Oh, it's this one we're reading. This is the one that we are coming into, like bringing Spider-Man."
I'm excited that was the first one too. So.
Right. No, for real, that's cool.
So this was released or published August 1st, 1962, written by Stan Lee, penciled and inked by Steve Ditko. And we start off with Peter being made fun of for going to a science exhibit.
They're like, yo, he's like a loser. So I'm like, damn, students.
He asks Sally if she wants to go with him, and she's like, nah, I'm going with Chad.
I'm going with Chad. Sounds like Chad. He got the baby arm. He got the he can lift bench press the whole family.
That's Flash.
Ain't that a bitch? No, it's Chad. It's Chad forever.
But he gets made fun of. He even actually starts crying on the way there.
Yeah, and then he gets really kind of evilish. Like, he's like, bro, I wish something bad could happen to him. Like, he really started getting to that. I'm like, God, bro. Calm down, Peter.
He's like really close to being Carnage.
Right. I wish Carnage was there now. Like, oh, there he is.
So while he's there, the scientists are testing atomic rays.
Science.
And as they're doing it, a spider, falls down. This is the origin story, y'all. The spider falls down into the ray's path.
Which I don't know how the hell it jumped all the way to Peter. Would it jump to the scientists?
Maybe.
Because it went like somebody yeet that fucking thing. Somebody, what?
Knowing it's about to die, it falls down onto Peter's hand.
I guess so.
And bites him. I don't know why it had this like sudden urge to bite somebody before it goes, but whatever.
I'm gonna take somebody with me.
So he bites Peter's hand, and Peter doesn't go through the stuff you see him go through in the movies, right? So in the movies, he gets all sick.
I thought he said he got dizzy. I thought he said he got lightheaded.
And he like goes home, he goes to sleep, wakes up like 3 days later, and he's got muscles.
Right, no. This is happening as he's like going into it.
He got a little dizzy.
Yeah, he said he got a little dizzy, and then he's like, something's wrong, and
but then he leaves.
Right.
And it's like his spider powers actually start to kick in immediately. Quickly. Like there's one part where a car almost runs him over.
And the car's a dick too, because he basically said, that will teach him. He better not come again. I'm like, you do know you almost
ran a dude over.
Because if he didn't have the reflexes, that would have been just concrete. He would look like this cat right now. Just on the ground.
But like, he jumps over, clings to the building, starts crawling up the fucking building. A kid sees, it's like, hey, Mom, look.
Mommy, look.
She's like, yeah, you're going crazy.
Right, first of all, that's kind of mean. She said, no more horror movies for you. Like, first of all, that's fucking rude. I like horror movies. Stop that.
Right.
Like, what?
So he goes to a wrestling hall, decides he's going to wrestle, and he ends up pretty easily.
Yeah, last 3 minutes.
Beating Crusher Hogan. He doesn't even last the full 3 minutes.
No, he lasts a couple seconds.
He knocks Crusher Hogan out pretty quick.
Right.
And then he goes home, decides he's going to make his costume, even makes his web shooters, because
like cement. They're like, it's not even like web shooters. They're like cements. Like something
he's like the cement tips will help keep things stuck to where they need to be.
Like, okay, I guess you can pull a 150-pound fucking.
And that was like the end of the first part of it, and then the second part kicks in, right? And it's like part 2 kicks off with Spidey being famous, and now he's on TV. He's doing shows. He's doing TV talk shows and showing off his powers and stuff.
He's like, foot.
He's actually using his powers to try and make money.
I would. If I had powers, I would. Ain't that a bitch? I mean, Fantastic Four was doing good deeds and just to gain the popularity of the people. Right. So it's just like a continuation.
So this is a little bit different than what they've shown in most of the shows and movies.
Yeah.
Instead of coming out of the wrestling event, he actually walks off of a TV set for where he's doing a lot of his things.
Right.
And a robber runs by, and Spidey doesn't stop him because he's like, "I'm here for me. I'm only looking out for myself. I'm not getting involved in y'all's bullshit."
Yeah, I would. I mean, I get it. He's like, because the police officer's like, you could have done so. You got powers. He's like, that's not my call. I'm like, I might kill him on that. I don't give a shit. I'm making money, bitch. I'm Rick James.
I'm Rick James.
I wish if he had said it. I'm Spider-Man, bitch. Like, and just fly off with. Don't you got a gun? You should have shot him.
And what's crazy is, okay, so first part of the difference between what everybody seems to think is right and what is right is it wasn't him coming out of a wrestling event. It was him coming out of a TV taping. Right. And second off, the death of his Uncle Ben, it's days later. It's not the same night.
No. Yeah, it's not the same guy.
Like in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movie, it's the same night.
Same night.
And they got into
an
argument.
Amazing Spider-Man, it was kind of like that in the same night when that shit popped off.
And both of them involved Peter getting in arguments with his uncle, and that never happened.
In fact, they were, even though he was kind of creepy with it, he was actually, in like the first part, he was like, man, don't feed him too much. I can't wrestle him if he gets any bigger. I'm like, thank you, creepy uncle, but thank you so much.
Right.
But they were actually having a moment with them because they saw him as just like a son. So
a few nights later, Peter comes home, finds out Uncle Ben's been shot.
Police showed up, and then everything.
And he pretty much yells at the cops. He's like, where is he? And they're like, it's all right. We've got him trapped in an abandoned warehouse. Peter runs up and puts on the costume.
What if he had said, "I'll be back"? Flip, motherfucker. He just did that. Like where the hell he pulled that out?
So he goes to the warehouse, beats the shit out of the dude that murdered.
And Thor shows up with the fucking hammer.
No, he does not. So he beats the guy down, but then he realizes it's the guy that he let go at the TV appearance.
Right. And he actually felt little like, he said, man, I could have done something.
Right. And then he eases the villain down to the cops on one of his webs.
Which I thought for sure he's about to just throw him. I thought he was going to yeet his shit out the window.
And then the story ends with Spidey walking off into the distance and basically blaming himself, saying that he now realizes that with great power comes great responsibility.
Which that kind of pissed me off. Right.
This entire time, everyone's made us believe it was Uncle Ben that had constantly told him that. Right. At the end of the arguments.
Right.
And no, it's something he was just like, it's something I realized.
2 movies that they said it in, damn. Two alternate egos of Spider-Man saying it, yeah.
So, like, that was the end of the issue. And this is one of the things where it's like, okay, I get, in the movies and the shows and things like that, they kind of change up some things to kind of streamline ideas and make things more emotional, and I get it.
Even though this was kind of emotional right there, because you even see him like crying, back to him crying with it.
But it was really fun to actually, and I've read it before, obviously. I've read this several times in the last few years.
Right.
But it's always cool to be reminded of what actually happens.
Right.
Which typically most people don't know, because most people aren't going to go back and read the origin stories of heroes.
Right, because some people will think it was Uncle Ben that said it. The killer killed him that night, and then he goes off and beats up the killer to the point of, because remember, he beats the killer till almost I thought he was going to kill him, but then he was going to throw that final punch. Then he thought about it, then he just let him go and did it. And then he did the whole
let it go.
Right, because he was he was fighting. He was about to light his shit up, and then he said, "Let me stop, because if not, I'm going to end up killing him right there on the spot." So. Right.
So then the next issue we read is Journey into Mystery. I almost called it Mishu. I was combining words here. Nice. By the way, I give the Spider-Man origin story a 3 out of 5 stars.
I give it a 3 out of 5. It wasn't too bad.
Journey into Mystery issue 83 was called Thor the Mighty and the Stone Men from Saturn. This was published August 1st, 1962, written by both Larry Lieber and Stan Lee, penciled and inked by both Don Heck and Steve Ditko.
Yeah, Steve Ditko was, he came back. He came back even for this one, but he came back, because sometimes when we were reading some of the pencils and ink, it's like, where did Steve Ditko go?
Dips, and I think they just hire more people so people aren't stuck doing the same thing.
Right. I would just hire more people to do other iterations, and besides, I think they were all doing the same drawing anyway, so it's like fucking copy and paste. So so that's fine, I guess.
So we meet Dr. Don Blake, who's in Norway, and as he turns around to walk away from the edge of the cliff that he's staring off of, for whatever reason he's staring off of,
I thought he was gonna fall, and we're gonna have to say, well, that's the end of this issue. He fell to his death.
He was trying to unsubscribe from life. No. Right. But as he turns around to walk away, an alien spacecraft lands off in the distance.
Because obviously, that makes sense. Oh no!
And the Stone Men from Saturn get off their ship, and the comic makes it a point for people to know that, like, the Stone Men from Saturn didn't see him walking off. He didn't see them land. They don't know they exist.
As soon as I saw the saucer, I said, "Fuck me, we're going right back."
Already starting with aliens.
Okay, we had a good run. There was no alien. I mean, I know eventually he will probably fight an alien, but right now, that first issue, no aliens.
Well, technically, Thor is an alien.
Listen here, bitch. He's from the fucking Hammer, man. He's from the.
So as they get off,
I don't care.
As they get off their ship, they realize how much stronger they are in Earth's atmosphere.
Oh fuck it! It's generic. We are so stronger. Oh my god. Excelsior!
One of them's like, I could pull the tree right out of the ground.
I can pull it. I said, no.
Congratulations, Stoken thing.
No, I can pull a tree out the ground. Shit, they kept it going, bro. They are retarded.
I also love, by the way, how when aliens come in to take over our planet, they're always surprised that there's aliens. Look, guys, this has happened for every hero so far. Like, get with the grip. Anytime a new hero shows up, plan for aliens.
Right. And that's why you know what? Change it. It's a 4 out of 5 because there was no goddamn aliens in the Spider-Man. Jesus Christ. Because this one, I'm like, are we really? Don't get me wrong. It sounds cool. I'm like, but why? Again.
So,
man.
A fisherman sees them, runs to his village to warn the village. No one believes him except Dr. Don Blake.
That's because he's the Dr. Jaws.
Who's like, I wonder if something is true about this. Thank you, Doctor. So
he's Batman now.
Yeah, so then Dr. Don Blake decides to be Batman and go
for like 3 seconds
and go investigate
because that's reasonable.
And he stumbles onto them but steps on a twig. And in my mind,
the twig's the villain. Nope.
In my mind, I hear, and that's the moment he knew he fucked up.
The twig. You should have put that in the twig. Why you put twig there?
I wish the twig would have screamed. That would have been fun.
Ah! It's like, did you see Dr. Blake's face? Like, I'm screwed, bro. Like, that's it for me. Like, these are big ass giant monsters. What the fuck? I'm human, bro. He go rip in half. Man shark that shit.
Right. So he runs away, and then White Girl falls off a cliff.
Like from almost Back to the Future 3, where she was, somebody help me, Clayton.
I swear to God.
White Girl.
So
that's generic there too. Ah! I'm falling.
He starts to climb a different cliff.
I'm like, yo, fuck that bitch, bro. What you gonna do? You gonna catch her?
And he's worried that he's gonna get caught. But then he finds a cave to hide in, and he runs in.
Cause that's risk.
And he's like, they won't find me in here for a few minutes. And he's like looking for a way out. There's no way out. He goes into depression, like, oh, they're just gonna kill me mode. Sits down and mopes. Little bitch that he is. But as he sits down against a wall, the wall opens
darkness,
up.
my old friend.
Right.
Just sat there, just looked at life.
So then the wall opens up behind him.
Cause plot. He's like, oh, there's a hole that opens beside me. Okay.
And he heads inside and finds only a can.
I wish he was skipping.
A can.
Kick the can. Kick the can.
I forgot the E in can.
I thought he was gonna skip it there.
Cane.
Like, I thought he should have skipped. Like, I found the cave. I saw the signs. And then I saw start tap dancing.
Now you got to remember he had a cane to begin with,
right?
Because he's kind of gimp. Like he
does the gimp, but now he got a magical cane. It's like getting the wooden sword. Now he got the master sword. Let's go. He let him sell that shit, bro. You know he did.
So he finds this cane and he tries to use it to like push this boulder out of the way, but it doesn't work. So he gets all shitty, right? He rage quits. And
he's already unsubscribed from life because these aliens are coming. He rage quit like a 6-year-old.
He pounds the cane into the fucking rock.
He was gonna break that bitch.
This huge thing of lightning flies out, and then all of a sudden he's Thor.
And then he monologues himself. Oh my god, I got the power. Oh, here we go. We are narrating ourselves on this one now. This is it.
And the cane turned into a hammer, which, by the way,
they didn't say Mjolnir. Did you catch that? They never said Mjolnir. They just called it the hammer.
No, he just calls it the hammer of Thor.
Right.
We all know it's Mjolnir.
Yeah, but it's interesting, like that they would have said that.
Did you see that the hammer though has a super long handle compared to?
Yeah, that was weird. It's
like a railroad hammer, dude. Apparently, he's gonna go build a fucking train track.
Like, wait, is that supposed to? Yeah, your cat is like stretched out like a dead body. Out. She moved like 3 seconds, and that was like it.
But yeah, so the cane turns into a hammer.
A stretched out hammer,
like a long
what
hammer.
The hell? Like, I don't think they meant to. Were they had to know that they couldn't. I guess they were meant to draw it. Maybe it was intentional. I'm like, huh?
So now that he's strong enough, he moves the boulder, escapes, puts the boulder back.
Right. I have the power.
But then,
like He-Man,
he like throws the cane away or throws the hammer down and is like, look how powerful I am. And
yeah, he was like boasting on himself.
And then he turns back into him, Blake, and he's like, oh, I have to actually hold the hammer to be Thor.
Sure, I guess.
So then he starts,
what if he just walked off and forgot that bitch? Like, it was just a dream.
He starts learning about the powers that he's able to do, and he's trying to remember the stuff from like when he was a kid and in school that he had read about.
Sure.
So like he remembers that he can throw the hammer and it'll always return to him, which by the way they never used in the earlier TV show that he was in.
Right. I would like to have seen that.
He also learns that he can tap the handle twice on the ground to control rain and snow.
Right.
3 times will stop it.
Right.
And then tapping it once forces the hammer to turn back into a cane and turns him back into himself. Is done. Right.
So there's like 4 taps in this bitch. Like okay.
Sure.
I'm trying to follow.
5 taps to get an erection.
6 taps.
No, later on there is like a 4-tap one, and it's like the 4 taps that allows him to control lightning. And I'm like, you need to tap it. It's like, is it a shake weight?
Right. It's it's your magic hammer. Do. It's your magic hammer, bro. It's your Thor hammer.
So meanwhile, while he's playing with his hammer,
right. And electricity comes out. Hey!
Meanwhile, the alien spacecraft gets attacked.
And this is stupid. Like, what?
Gets attacked by fighter jets.
Because
that's worked so far. In any other time, any alien.
Where the hell is Jeb at? Fuck Thor. Jeb, where?
Yeah,
Jeb,
we need Jeb to come back. Hey, Jeb.
Just don't even shoot. Just start whacking him in the head with it. Bam! Like, yeah.
But
the Midwest, bitch.
But then they create this like monster image that tricks the pilots into bailing. It's almost like just a hologram of a monster.
So now you got in touch with Fantastic Four's character.
And the jet, the pilots all jump out. And like,
yeah, they jump.
Sign up for this shit.
Right. So they just they left too. They said, bro.
And then they shoot rockets, and the rockets just bounce off of them like rocks do fat people. And
they just, that's funny. They just like that puny human. Puny rock.
Somebody somewhere's like, you're fat shaming.
Right.
No.
Nope. He's just saying that's true.
I am fat and rocks bounce off me. Get off
Right,
me.
right. I've had pebbles thrown at me too, and I'm bigger than him.
So Don sees this and he's like, I shall turn. I shall turn. That's close.
Shao Kahn. That's it.
I shall turn into Thor, and he throws the hammer while holding on to get the aliens. Oh, he flies. That's what it is.
Right, but did you forget the up and away?
No, I was reading it and I was like, that doesn't make sense how I put it. And yeah,
he does
he does the spin. He throws
and
it.
He goes right past the alien.
He grabs it.
And he goes right past the fucking. They looked at him like, "Hey, look, a person. Was he supposed to come on top of us?" Pause. And then he goes that way.
And then they trap him in a cage.
They trap his ass. No,
and then he laughs at him and breaks out of the cage. I'm like, oh, they're not as strong as they think they are.
Right, because they were so boastful that like I'm strong at everything, and I guess they were stronger for that shit.
Right. So then they go to shoot him, and then Thor is like, nah. And
right, and then he breaks their shit.
He throws his hammer, and it like spins around and knocks all their guns
If anything,
out
he's
of
like
their
a
hand.
bully, because bro, they probably were like.
And I'm like, why didn't we at least get a training montage? Like, how does he just all of a sudden know how to throw this hammer in a
like
way
Captain
that's
Carter?
Right. What is up with y'all not giving us training montages? Like, this dude just gets this hammer and immediately is like,
man, he's like Ray from Star Wars. He just knows how to do it, man. I got this.
I do like that the hammer did say "He who is worthy" to control it.
Yeah, they kept that around. Even in the movies, they kept it around.
I thought that was dope.
I don't think that bitch was ever worthy. I think he was this doofus. He just found that bitch. Like, oh, it's me.
Well, so here's the thing. We'll get to that here.
Yeah. You told me about why he's what he is, though. Ugh.
So he disarms them, and then they're like, "Let's release our Mechano monster because that's a special."
Yeah, another giant monster again.
So they send out this robot.
Thor pretty much
shits on him as well.
Right, literally.
And at this point, the alien's like, "He's too strong. Run away."
He's like the guy in Call of Duty that just 1v6 everybody and search and destroy, and then he beats everybody. Oh God.
As they run away in fear, the army shows up, so Thor turns back into Don and exits stage left.
Oh, it's one tap. So, there we go.
He exits stage left, and then they're like, "Hey, do you think he knows anything about it?" And they're like, "Nah, he's a gimp."
That's so fucked up because they literally they were like
they called him lame. All right, so for those of you that don't know, like in today's society, we use the word lame as like something stupid. Like that's fucking lame.
Lame, right?
But lame originated as a word to consider somebody that like a part of their body doesn't work.
Right.
Like if their leg is gimp, they're lame. I could also go on.
Doesn't work.
Right. So yeah, they call him lame, and then they're like, he's just a lame.
And that's why he liked it. That's why he liked it like that. He wanted to be, mysterious.
He does the classic hero thing. I wonder if I'll ever have to become the Thor ever again.
Right.
Of course you will.
Of course you will.
A lot.
And my thing is though, when he does the whip, remember first of all, that man has a long ass. Can you imagine him swinging? It keeps hitting me. Right. It's the longest.
At some point, they shrink the fucking staff.
They have to get rid of that bitch. Cause how, Sway? What did you make his hand bigger?
So, to my understanding, at some point, they're supposed to be retconning Don Blake into have always been the Thor.
Right.
And he was apparently.
I guess that's where we're going with now. So that's fine.
He was. This is what somebody at our work told us. He apparently gets sent to Earth because he's banished by Odin per like the normal story. But in this, when he's sent, he's given a gimp. He's turned mortal.
Right.
And he's also given amnesia. He doesn't really know who he is.
He's not like Namor. He just touched water. And I remember everything.
And I think that's how they explain how he finds the hammer, because obviously the hammer's supposed to go to Thor.
Right.
So they feel like, it's one of those things where he was just destined to find the hammer.
And that's fine. I mean, if we want to play that game, we could do that.
But I don't know why y'all just didn't start there.
Right, like like I said, that's fine. We can play that game. It's like he's destiny for greatness, like Harry Potter. That shit. We can do.
Why do we got to retcon this shit later? Right,
because now they're making like this guy we saw in 1978 Incredible Hulk is actually really Thor in real life. Like there it is. Right. Boom. Particular man. I was ready for that one. It's like I wish if he. I wish he had said that. I wish he had said that, man. I wish he said it's some aliens. You there, alien. I'm a particular man.
I can't wait till he turns into actual Thor and talks like Thor. Right now, he talks like Don, but as Thor, and it's fucking weird.
Yeah, he's like, I can do this, do that. I'm so happy. Like, oh, God.
Because I'm happy. All right, so then Journey into Mystery issue 84.
That's a 2 out of 5 for me, by the way. Just
Mine was like 2 to 3 out of 5.
Don't keep it 100 because once again, I'm
the dumbest origin story.
Like
so far.
we done did Aliens. I'm like Spider-Man kind of gave us that juice, and it's like okay, now we're back to Aliens. Let's go.
However, though, this issue's good.
Yeah, this issue was interesting.
Journey into Mystery, issue number 84, The Mighty Thor versus the Executioner.
You know, they lie. Well, they didn't lie, but maybe I had my 2 episodes. I was like, the guy with the axe, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, he thought it was a different Executioner.
Right, it's literally a guy who probably takes the name Executioner. Like, I mean, I guess we could play that.
Sure. He executes people.
Yeah, so literally. And he puts that to the test a couple times.
People die in this. It was great.
Right, ain't that a bitch? Damn, he was killing. Fire Squad. Like, goddamn. Like,
this issue was published August 1st, 1962, written by Larry Lieber and Stan Lee, penciled by Jack Kirby, inked by Dick Ayers. Not actually Dick.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Look, I'm just saying.
By a dick. Okay. Was he an asshole? Like, do you know this person?
No, not a dick. By Dick.
By Dick.
Like a penis. All right. So, in this issue, per the norm, we get a flashback of the last issue.
See, as I said, it was interesting. What I wouldn't call it great. I call it interesting. The flashback got me, though.
Honestly, they could have just not put out the original story and then just did the flashback as a part of this.
They should have started with this.
Right.
Just Thor just coming down with, like, the hammer.
Don't worry. There's some stupid shit in this, too. We'll make fun of it all.
Oh, no. It's some stupid shit.
But it's fun.
No, yeah.
So we get the stupid quick flashback, and then we move back to the present where Don is resuming his medical profession.
Yeah.
He's Dr. Don.
Dr. Don.
D-D.
Dr. Dan.
Double D.
Double D.
We see that he has a crush on not Jane Foster, but Jane. What was her last name?
I don't know. Jane something.
Jane something.
Right. And she is like madly like Betty Ross out this bitch in love with him.
Well, kind of.
No, I thought she was like madly love.
She like Jane Nelson.
I thought Jane Nelson was madly.
She likes him, but she hates how shy he is. We're getting there. So, Jane does have a small crush on him. But is mad that he won't open up and just talk to her. Everything is business because he's also shy.
Right.
Because he's a doctor, and that's just, that's a doctor trait. Like,
bitch, I'm Thor.
You become a doctor to help people because you can't talk to people when you're younger. Like, that's just...
that's just it.
That's not for every doctor. There are rules to the exception.
Right.
I'm just saying...
Usually you see doctors, they don't really talk as
much. People. And usually when they do talk, you want to punch them in the throat because they think they're so much smarter than everybody else.
Yeah, he's just,
Sorry, guys, I
love doctors that do help people, but they're like Doctor Strange. He's like, be quiet, I gotta move a bullet. Like, okay, thank you, doctor. Thank you so much. Oh my god, your cat got up like the grave of death. It got resurrected.
So we also find out that a war has broken out in San Diablo.
Yeah, right.
And they are short on medical help.
Right.
So Don, Jane, and like 3 other no-named doctors and physicians decide they're all going to go help.
First of all, who the hell did you go get the people who petition for Marvel at 18 page? Like, hey, these are the best of the best. Send them out there.
Best of the best, sir.
Bro, who the fuck? Bro, I didn't even want to go. Like, we get the guy that we may die in this. Like, I didn't even sign up for this shit.
So Don went willingly.
Because he got the shit.
Well, they all went willingly because you've seen all of them stand up. They're like, I'll go.
Okay. I forgot. Yeah, I was like, because it seemed like they just jumped on board on this shit. I mean, I knew Don and Jane were good.
Don went. Jane went because Don went. But Don went because he also knew he could become Thor.
I am a god.
And help stop whatever crazy
whatever the hell this is. He gonna think it's an alien. That's why he already know it's an alien.
So while they are on the ship headed to San Diablo, which is also the devil, by the way. San Diablo. Actually, I don't know if San stands for the, but I do know Diablo stands for the devil.
Diablo, right.
The Executioner sends jets to sink the ship.
Yeah, they were coming in hot.
And Don runs off because, nobody can see him, disappear. Gimpy, the guy that moves the slowest, Everyone.
He moves like Madame Moody from Harry Potter. You can actually see him he's like, I'm gonna take. I think he says, I'm gonna go in the back and see if nobody don't see me. I'm like, so we all got our heads turned, so they don't see this man walking super slow. Damn. All right, fuck. Guess our brains are just not working today.
Right.
Right. No, not working today.
So he becomes Thor.
But you're a medical profession. Sorry.
Stops the attack. But then jumps into the water to turn back into Don.
What
and then is rescued by the crew on board because he's lame. This was his way though of staying hidden in terms of not letting people know that he's Thor. He wants to, maybe Jane gets married. And that's how she gets Foster as the last name.
Dude, and then he just turns to Thor
and then he turns to Thor and takes his bitch.
Kills this Mr. Steal girl with that radiant ass hair. He's like, come on, you want to get with that guy or this? Like, okay, Jay, just like that, Jay. You just gonna hop on board. Right. That's how Sif hopped on board too, I guess. Fuck it.
So we go back to San Diablo, and we see that the Executioner has the guy that's in control of the failed pilots killed.
Yeah, he just straight up murder him.
He's like, who was it that ran this attack? And this guy's like, it's me. All right, cool. Firing squad.
I'm like, yo, like, Modoc, this is only my first day.
Right.
This is only my first day here. This is the worst. Yo, he should be your MVP because he said, excuse me, all right, time out. I know we're partying. This is a good time, but we fucked up. Who did it? It was me. All right, you gotta go. No, we're gonna fucking shoot your ass. Firing squad. Like, go. Right. Like, what?
So
I got a family.
The other guys that are there, he's like, all right, now you guys get to go and try and kill him, and if any of you fail, I'll kill you too.
Bro, I would have left this fucking place.
I'm like, how has there not been an uprising yet? Like, dude, you are a dick of a leader.
Right, he's the worst dictator ever. He proves to me that he's just not good at doing none of this shit. And then you're just saying like, yo, if you fail, that's your ass. No, literally, we're gonna put you 6 feet under. Like, please don't do this. Don't bring. I have a family, bro. Like, right. This is only my third day.
So, the doctors all make their way to land.
Yeah.
And then they're ambushed.
Yep, like immediately.
Right. And then Don secretly taps his cane enough to have a massive thunderstorm come in and basically push the attackers away.
I guess so.
And then the doctors...
nobody questioned. Did they even question it? Like, where did this thunderstorm come from?
At one point they did.
Okay.
But then people were like, I don't know. But it helped us. It kept us alive.
Sure, I guess.
So then they proceed through the jungle.
Yep.
And as they're coming out the other side... they run across enemy tanks. So then Don, again, runs and hides behind a tree.
Yeah, I don't know how, Sway. What is happening?
Turns into Thor.
You don't have the answer, Sway. I don't know how this happened, bro.
Takes out the tanks. But during the scuffle, the quote-unquote commies kidnap Jane. Right. And they tell him to leave or they're going to kill her. So he leaves.
I would have stayed. I'm like, this ain't even Jane Foster.
I don't like her anyways.
Right, this ain't even Jane Foster, bro. Like,
I tried to get her number. She turned me down.
Right. And that guy, I didn't even like.
She ain't want none of Dr. Don's dick.
Right. But she wants some Thor.
I tried to give her the 3Ds.
I tried to give her the 3D
because I wanted her 3D.
Right.
And
that's what happened.
Did not happen.
She said, "Throw the hammer." And I said, "Oh, you can kill this bitch." She said, "Throw the hammer." You gotta. Is your name Jane Foster? It's Jane Nicholson. That is not even close, bro. You gotta go, Nelson. Nicholson.
Wow.
I think I'm Jack Nicholson.
You did.
You're the dancer at Pamela Lake.
Here's Janie.
Here's Janie. Get away.
So later, we see that they have brought Jane to the Executioner.
Sure.
And he's like, "You're hot," and she's like, "You're not."
And that should have been the next scene. Someone should have drew firing squad.
I think she's gonna be my MVP.
I thought the firing squad was gonna. I was like, okay, firing squad. All right, so Jane is dead because that's all we wrote. Ain't nobody gonna come save your ass.
But then the good news is they found Dawn.
Yeah, they found Dawn
standing outside, and he like demands. He's like, "You let her go."
Playing with his hammer.
And Executioner takes his cane from him and is like, "Nah, you go get shot."
There we go.
You're going to the firing squad. And then he's like, and then Jane's like, "If I agree to marry you, will you let him go?" And he's like, "Yes." And she's like, "All right, I'll marry you." And I'm like, oh great, it's another Mr. Fantastic and fucking Seuss situation
with
again.
Namor situation.
Thanks for using the exact same story.
Jesus fucking Christ, kill us now.
So now, however, though, at least Don was like, nah.
Yeah, at least he did have his balls and said no.
He says, how about you fight me one-on-one without the cane, you bitch?
Yeah, it's really in that little term. He said, fight one-on-one without the cane.
So Executioner goes to throw the cane, but Don catches it because, apparently you're going to throw the cane right past the enemy that you're about to go beat him down, right? Don grabs it out of midair, strikes the wall, causing this blinding flash of light, and then all of a sudden the mighty Thor's there. Not one person was like, yo,
no, that's what I'm saying. Nobody.
It's the lame.
Right, it's lame. Nobody didn't say anything. It's just, I guess they were gawked by his rated ass hair.
Right, nobody suspected it was Don.
This is great. Like, this guy's gonna kick everybody's ass. Like, you're not gonna question it that he turned to it. Though.
Right. Mm-mm. So then he throws his hammer, which captures a tent.
Right. And
on the way back, the hammer drops the tent because apparently the hammer just knows what to do.
The hammer's like the cloak of Doctor Strange. It has a mind of its own.
The tent lands on the troops, trapping them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Democratic Army starts to approach, so the Americans.
Right, the Americans came in.
Thor strikes the ground 4 times.
Where the hell were they at? Like when this shit was popping off.
To control the lightning, and as the quote-unquote commies are trying to run out,
right.
Thor lightning strikes a volcano, causing it to erupt to trap them, so they cannot get away. And then the Executioner tries to run off with all the money. He reminded me of like those old school like bandits that you've seen in like fucking cartoons. He's got the fucking money.
No, he reminds you of Tales of Astonish, the ones that we're reading about like the thieves and shit. Yeah, like that. Like I got all the money.
It's all mine.
It's all mine, my precious mine.
So he tries to run off with all the money.
Yeah, he tried. Oh, he tried it, bro.
And the people that worked for him were like, nah.
You owe me some shit.
They were like, the Americans were really trying to help us. And they made sure to put that in there, by the way. It was the Americans that really had the better thought, the better hope for us. And then they end up shooting the Executioner and killing him.
Had his own firing squad situation.
And then later, Don tells Jane, because Jane was like, where were you when all this was going down? He's like, I was hiding behind the wall because I'm a bitch. And she even thought to herself, she was like, I wish that he was brave and adventurous like Thor.
Yeah, she said that, and I was like, firing squad. We go right back to the firing squad. You thought the firing squad was done? No, they're the MVP because they gonna come back and kill her.
That's how that issue ended. Now I'm giving it a 4 just for the Executioner.
Yeah,
because he was vicious.
He was.
He was like, "Oh, you failed. Death."
I give it a 3
because
I give it a 3 because
if you fail, death.
Death. Right, like I give it a 3 because I couldn't give it a 4 because all the times this man dipped out. No, and these are supposed to be medical professionals, bro. I wouldn't trust him to help that. I wouldn't trust him to help your cat. Nope, I wouldn't even trust them. They were. And then it's like at the end of WandaVision, it's like even Paul Bettany was like saying like, "Yo, you're doing magic in front of like Agatha." Like nobody questioned that shit. Fuck it. It's like let's roll with it because there was like you said, he actually. But they're like, so we ain't gonna say okay.
Yeah. Hi, cool. Thor.
Hey, Thor.
Welcome to the jungle.
Right. We got fun again.
We got guns and lames.
Right, guns and lames. And then Jane gonna say some dumb shit. That's why I get 3 out of 5. I'm gonna say, man, I wish he was more vicious than Thor. Bitch, did you just not see him turn into that motherfucker? You are not paying attention.
None of them seen it.
I thought they seen it.
No, because when he hit the wall, it caused a blinding light.
Oh, it caused a blinding light like solar flare. Right.
So, I mean, that's their way of covering it up. But at the same time, it's like, still, put 2 and 2 together. Like, he was there 1 second, not there the next. You can't say he ran behind the wall in that short time.
Right, at least they say he was running behind the fucking wall a couple times. Like, damn.
But it's like he was in the middle of the wall. He's not going to run that quick and get out of dodge. I'm just saying it was kind of weak.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy the issue as a whole.
It. I enjoyed it.
Minus stupid people. So, The Incredible Hulk number 3.
This is where we get kind of good right now.
This was called Banished to Outer Space.
Hint the title.
Which is also has a secondary story called The Ringmaster.
Right.
This was published September 1st, 1962. Written by Stan Lee, penciled by Jack Kirby, inked by Dick.
This guy's just... Anyway.
Years.
This is going to show you Marvel was just printing out comics left and right, man. They were just going.
So we pretty much start this story off right where we left the last Hulk off.
Right.
Hulk was beating against the walls trying to get out of his self-made
Well, yeah, because
cell.
it was a containment self-unit that I guess him and Rob and Banner built.
And Rick was like...
Or Rick, Rob. I said Rob. Rick.
Rick was like, man, I hope he doesn't get free.
Right. He literally was like, because he was kind of scared, because, like, bro, he get free, he gonna rip everybody into one. Everybody's getting targeted by this thing.
And then they do, like, this weird flashback thing that's not really a flashback. He recalled how they got Banner into the cell and how crazy the...
See, I can take a little recall than flashback, because when they did Thor was like a full-blown flashback. Like, okay.
Right.
At least they kind of explain it. This is like one explanation how they built this thing, so that makes sense right there. I get behind that one, at least.
Rick decides he's going to go to Banner's cottage to sleep.
Yeah, because he was tired. He was just sitting there watching him. Like, bro, I would be tired too. What the fuck? Unit, like, eyes open. Like, bro, nah, man.
On his way out, the military police...
Yep, they pulled up.
And it was like, hey, General Ross needs to talk to you.
Yep, that's it.
I was like, oh, great, here we go.
Right, you just knew this is where this issue's going to start heading now towards.
Ross is like, Rick, we need you to bring Hulk to the spaceship so we can test it, because only he can withstand the G-force that it's going to cause to get out into space.
And see,
Rick's like, sounds good.
Sounds good. He never really questioned it, like, why do you... First of all, space. Like, what? That should have been some question behind that whole situation. But you know what, though? I give Rick the benefit of the doubt because this is the military. They might just shoot him, and I don't want to... I like my life. I don't like bullets. I would be... We'd say unsubscribe from life. Because they go to... All right, you come with us. Yeah. Fuck, man. I don't got a gun.
So Rick agrees.
Right.
He goes, and in the process of setting Hulk free, like, he opened the door just enough for Hulk to get enough leverage to bust.
Yeah, he did. It was kind of he did, like, as they were pulling away, he did kind of like nudge just a little bit, just enough to bust it wide open. There we go.
At which point Rick runs for his life.
Yeah, he runs.
And then he ends up. So they run back to the base. Rick tricks him by jumping in the spaceship, but going out of a hatch that leads to the bottom of it and out. Hulk goes in. He's closed the door behind Hulk. And then the rockets just immediately blasted off. Because apparently they don't have to take time for Rick to get away from it. He's survived one explosion. He's got this.
Right. And on top of that, Hulk is actually still pissed off at Rick still. So he had to go.
We actually find out at that time that the plan from Ross was not to test this rocket.
We obviously knew that was.
It was literally just to get him out into space and to leave him there.
Right. Which, goddamn, Ross, Jesus,
kind of a dick move.
Right. Then he meets Galactus, and then he comes back with. Let me say,
right.
He's the new Silver Surfer. Hulk is riding a board, bro.
Hulk ride
aboard. Y'all fuck now.
So while in space, a ray from the sun hits Hulk and turns him back into Banner.
Which I guess you can go that route. Sure.
And then a rocket flies through a radiation belt. You know, at this point, while this is all happening, Rick finds out that Ross's plan was to trap him in space.
Yep.
So Rick goes to hit the control panel to bring the spaceship back.
Right.
As he's touching the control panel, the radiation shoots an electric beam from the rocket down to the control panel, because none of this makes fucking sense, by the way.
Right, what? I was like, even reading this sounds so...
It's so far-fetched.
So far-fetched. It sounds like, that sounds so unrealistic.
Right.
What? It's just right down now. Now it's going towards you now.
And it even says something along the lines of, like, linking them even closer than he thought they could be.
Whoa, that sounds like kind of...
Like, that's kinky.
That's how it comes sex right there, bro.
The rocket begins to tumble back to Earth.
Yep, goes back down.
So Rick runs out, and
rocket.
He realizes that the rocket's not really slowing down, even with the parachute.
Right.
The rocket crashes.
Yeah, it crashes down. Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, he's dead." But at least he's freaking out about it. He's like, "Fuck, he's dead. He's dead. Yeah. What are we gonna do?"
What if he had no emotion? Right. That'd be so... Because some of these comic books I've read so far, they don't really have a lot of emotion when shit pop off. It's like, oh, okay. You just don't care.
And the problem, too, is Rick realizes it's daytime, so he's pretty sure that it's Banner and not Hulk in there. He's like, yeah, Banner's dead.
Banner's dead. At least he did put 2 + 2 is 4.
To our benefit, Hulk pops out.
Because I guess because he got hit by the radiation. So 1 minute the sun, then radiation, so it brought him back as the Hulk. So I guess...
Maybe it's going to be backwards now. Maybe he's a night owl. All right,
so he turns the Banner at night now.
So then Hulk picks up the downed rocket,
Oh, yeah.
Chucks it at Rick.
Oh, yeah, because he's still pissed off at Rick.
He's like, you almost got me killed, you bitch.
Right.
So
and
he
Rick's
starts,
like, oh, shit.
Yeah, Rick's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
And then he sees the army base. No, you walk back over there. Like, all right, I got guns and I got a rocket coming toward me.
So Hulk chases him up the cliff.
Yo, he chases his ass. I was like, oh my God, Rick, run. Run like you're on fire, like Richard Pryor, run.
Backs Rick to the edge of the cliff once they get to the top. And then Rick's like, stop!
Right.
And Hulk stops.
Hulk stops.
And Rick's like, huh? And he's like, all right, lift your arm.
Right.
Hulk lifts his arm. And he's like, jump for me. Hulk hops. And he's like, oh, look, I control the Hulk now. I guess and he knew exactly. He's like, I guess when I touched the control panel, the lightning bolt came from the thing and hit me, and it connected us, and now he has to listen to me.
No, that's just Thor. That was just Thor. That was just Thor tapping the ground.
Right.
It was just Thor. You probably got the sensation of Thor's hammer.
So
then
he's like
hammering you.
So then he's like, Hulk, piggyback carry me down the cliff.
Oh, here we go. That really is some kinky shit now. Here we go. Hey, we know where this is going. Piggyback me.
So they go back to Banner.
He went literally down.
Oh. I was wanting to let her in the room so she could potty.
Right.
So they go back to Banner's cabin, and Rick's like, Hulk, stand in that corner and do not move until I wake up.
Right.
And then, after 6 minutes, he wakes back up and realizes Hulk is gone, and he's like, oh, shit, I guess when I sleep, the connection leaves. Now I gotta go find the Hulk.
Yeah, he's gone.
So he follows the rampage that is being left behind, approaches Hulk, but Hulk is too busy swinging a light pole like a bat.
That's exactly. I said he's swinging.
Trying to home run humans.
He's about to Barry Bonds that shit. He's about to Derek Cheater. Oh, got it, home run. Watch out, humans.
So he can't get close enough to yell at Hulk
Hell
and tell him to stop.
Yes, he's swinging, bro.
And then the military shows up.
Oh, yeah, they showing up.
And they start shooting at Hulk.
That, I guess.
And Hulk has that moment where, he lets his guard down and he looks at him, he gives him that, what the fuck do you think you're doing look?
Right, that look. No. Is that when they knew they fucked up, too?
Then Rick runs in as it gives him just enough time to run in and be like, Hulk, grab me and jump out of here. And Hulk grabs him and they jump out of there. And apparently he jumps so hard now that it's like flying or whatever. Which has always been a power.
Yeah,
let's be real.
Right. He's flying. No, he's just jumping really hard. He can do the Olympics. He'll win every medal in the fucking building.
Right. So they bunny hop away.
Bunny hop.
Then they go back to the cell where Rick tells Hulk to stay there. So he puts him back in the cell.
Back in the corner.
He closes the cell. And this is where we actually get the actual origin story flashback.
Rick. Right, of Rick's
time.
It's
kind of Rick's point of view.
Oh, Rick's point of view.
On how everything happened, which really all they did was take Rick's point of view sections from the original comic.
Right.
So you don't really learn anything new whatsoever.
Right.
Other than he was dared to go in the first place.
Peer pressure into going in there. I thought he was just doofus one day, just like, yeah, chillax, homie. I'm just gonna chill here and cool, and I'm cool. Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, you need to go. This is a missile site. Like, you better come
on. Which, by the way, I don't know when the fuck they fixed the door after Hulk broke it. But we'll forget that happened.
Like everything else they do in these comics.
So they go through the origin story, and then all of a sudden they show what is going on over in Plainville.
Because that's the thing is we care.
Which is a place we'll never return to again.
Right. Like, because we care about going to this place. Like, what's going on here? Ooh.
But the cops are finding people standing around and staring off into space like statues. They're not responding.
Right.
They're just like,
lifeless. Like, they're just standing there.
They're like, mummies or whatever. Just standing there staring off into
They're Walking Dead of this shit.
And so they're following this trail that seems to be happening. There's several towns that are like this. And then they realize there's this circus poster on the wall, and it's the same circus poster that's posted up in every other town that this has happened in, right? Mm-hmm. So while this is going on, we go over to where the ringmaster is hypnotizing everyone in the tent with his hat.
And see, this is what I thought, and like I said, I now thinking back, this is a different person, but this is this is the same type of tactic that the dude from Fantastic Four used to do.
Mr. Man,
Magic Man was doing the same thing, hypnotize people. I said, is this the same person, but he just changed this? I swear to God, this would have got a 1 out of 5 for real. I know he did not just say, I'm blind, but I got my eyesight now, and now I'm hypnotizing people again. I'm like, bitch, what? Right. I literally got confused for a minute. I'm like, well, what's happening right now? What am I looking at here?
So he hypnotizes the people in the tent. He sends his troop out to rob all of them.
Yep, rob people. Yep.
And then they start going around town, hypnotizing people, robbing the houses.
Yep.
Once they're finished, they move on to the next town.
It's a continuation. Just kept going.
This is how they do their trick.
Right.
So at this point, Rick decides while Hulk's in his cell, Rick is going to go visit Aunt Polly. They have a little chat, and she's all like, I wish you would talk to me. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to.
Because I don't fucking love you. Like, oh, okay, because you don't love you.
Later that night, everyone gets hypnotized again, including Rick, who happens to be at the circus. And he thinks to himself, right before he's fully hypnotized, I wish, I need the Hulk to come get me. So the Hulk breaks out of his cell, somehow, and is on the way. He jumps through the tent roof, starts to lay waste to the Ringmaster's cronies.
Right, yeah, he lays waste to him.
And then they end up capturing him because he gets there, and after he lays waste to a few of them, it's almost like he goes dumb. And he's like, I'm waiting for my next mission.
Right. He goes dumb. Well, because Rick has, like, this thing where now he's just, like, controlling it.
Right.
He told the Hulk, so he's like, yeah, I'm waiting for my next mission. Like you're a sleeper cell now. He's like, Hulk. And so, I think that's why, I find like, this issue was 50-50 for me. Because when you look at the first couple of Hulks, he has, like, a mind of his own. And now you kind of dummied him. I don't know, man. Like
maybe when he comes out of this is how we get like dumb Hulk. Hulk smash.
Hulk smash. Because it's like he was all about ready to take over the fucking world in this bitch, or waylace to humanity. Like in the third issue, and now it's like, oh, that happened. Right. But yeah, that's one of my things about this issue.
She chortled. It was adorable.
Please don't jump on the light. She's thinking about it too. I'm gonna jump this light, man.
They capture Hulk, and then Hulk is like, I'm really just waiting for my next command.
Right. Yeah, he was saying there.
But they take Hulk, and they plan to use him for the show in the next town. But Rick shows up with the police.
Right.
Because they snapped him out of his hypnotism, and they arrest the Ringmaster.
Yeah. At least he didn't die, so that's good, at least.
Rick then scolds the Ringmaster.
Yeah, he does scold him.
Which sends Hulk into a frenzy, and during that frenzy, Ringmaster escapes because of all the confusion. They don't see him running off. Leaves. But Hulk's like, nah. So he grabs the tent pole, the tent support beam. The tent does not collapse, by the way, but he does grab the beam.
Somehow the tent stays in place.
And he stretches that motherfucker out, knocks him off of the fucking bike or car that he's in. I don't even remember what the fuck he was driving at this point. And then the army shows up. After they show up, Hulk grabs Rick. They bunny hop away. And the end of the episode is like so funny because it's like Ross swearing he will stop the Hulk. He's like, I'm gonna get you one of these days.
Right. What is this? DC
he's like,
Comics?
He's fucking Rita Repulsa all of a sudden.
Right. Or I'll get you your little green monster too. One of these days, gone.
So that was the end of that. It was a good issue.
No, it was okay.
It was fun. Homie, could you do something for me? Could you hand me that Mountain Dew that's over there? All of my current ones are empty. Thank you, sir.
I got your drugs, man. I got you.
Yeah. So that was the end of that issue. What did you think of that one?
I gave it a 3.5. 3.5. It was better than whatever the fuck that was from the last episode of Thor to just a little bit better. It was okay. Like, what do you give it though? I give it 2.5. Like, there was just the mind control thing got me kind of flustered a little bit. I was like, what? I
gave it a 3. I feel like 3 is my average for all of these old school comics.
Right, and I get it. At times, this was like, oh my god, mind control powers. This is cool. And I'm like, this looks stupid. Like, one minute he was about conquest. Now he's like, hey.
It would be different if they didn't literally redo the same story from that Fantastic Four issue.
Right.
I'm just,
Yeah, the hypnotize. And then the villain, he's too... Copy and paste from the last one, Fantastic Four, and I'm just like, is he about to go blind? Like, how do you get his eyesight back?
Right.
When did this happen? Who are you? What?
Speaking of Fantastic Four.
Yep, now we're moving to that one.
Next up is Fantastic Four number 6. This is called Captives of the Deadly Duo.
Yeah, which that's a misleading. Oh, that's sure.
Right. This was published September 1st, 1962.
Right.
Written by Stan Lee. Penciled by Jack Kirby.
They were one was actually putting like 5 issues out in the same month or something. Damn.
Right, and then inked by Christopher Rule.
Not Dick or Steve Ditko.
Not related to Ja.
They use a 23andMe.
Where would I be without my bear?
Where would I be without my comics?
Now, actually, I think this is the best comic of all of them.
Yeah. It's not interesting. This is better.
It's got a better overall original plot compared to everything else that's been done.
Jesus. Right.
But so we start off with a crowd in awe of the Fantastic Four. And one guy's like, I don't believe in the Fantastic Four. I mean, I know I just seen the guy flying on fire, but I don't believe they exist. Until he's pushed down, and then an invisible woman pops up right in front of him, and he's like, "Oh my God, it's the Invisible Girl!"
All right, I wish they just do the thing for Family Guy. You don't believe? Well, believe this. This is me. Fantastic Four, bitch. Fantastic Four, bitch. Believe, bitch. Like, okay, I think he's seen enough. He didn't see enough. Hit more.
So basically, they're all headed to the headquarters to see if the Human Torch has found Dr. Doom.
Yeah, because Dr. Doom, like, is gone. So
she takes a secret belt buckle activated elevator. Up to find out that honestly Johnny ain't found shit.
That's awesome though. Cause Johnny's like, oh, is that my job? Like, oh,
he's like, I didn't find nothing. My bad, sis.
My bad, sis.
Mr. Fantastic then decides, after reading a letter, he's going to stretch from his building all the way across the street to a nearby hospital to say hi to a child.
Mr. Fantastic
he's like so nice.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be a superhero.
That's why I still don't really give a fuck about him.
Right? I mean, I'm happy he's nice. No, he's nice. I just don't care.
He's like, I need the asshole in my life. I need somebody in my asshole. No.
Flash, where are you? Flash Thompson, get over here. Get over here. Sounds like Chad.
Thing also gets a letter, by the way, but it's by the Yancey Street Gang, and they pretty much said, meet us on the corner over here, and we're going to fuck you up.
He said, if they can bend this pipe, then I will come.
So he takes this steel and rolls it into a pipe.
Rolls into a pipe.
And he's like, mail this back, and the day that they get that undone, we'll think about it.
Hey, Ben
adulted a little bit there.
Right, because
he's totally going to unadult here in a little bit. But for now, he adulted a little bit.
Like 3 seconds, guys. 3 fucking good seconds. That was good. Anyway, all right, Ben pipe. Mail that back to him. They can undo it. Then I come. They come bring their hands.
It's a titanium plate, which is the strongest metal known to man right now.
Yeah, he bent that bitch like it was nothing but paper.
Right. So then, meanwhile. Namor is playing with dolphins.
Aquaman. God damn it, Aquaman.
when Doom approaches in his Doomcopter.
Because that's a thing. Doomcopter.
And he's like, yo.
What up, fool?
I want to talk to you about teaming up to take down the Fantastic Four. So Namor is like, yo, follow me to my secret base.
Because I never would have done that. That is a no.
I just met you, but here's my number. Call me maybe.
Baby, call.
No, so Doom follows him back.
Nothing about my best friend.
Doom is vicious.
Oh, because he's examining everything. Because you invited to your base. You have lost your mind.
No, he's vicious in how he talks to him. He's like, remember what humanity did to your home? They dropped a bomb on it, and everyone's dead. He's like, and you want your revenge on humanity.
Like they said, like they polluted your water and all that, and he's like. It's like clicking turn. He's like, yeah, you're right.
He's like, you're right.
You're right, man.
But, one, stay away from my girl.
Stay away from my girl. Because he saw the picture, and I said, he's going to fuck with her, literally, and maybe physically.
He's like, and number two,
Dr. Doom.
I will help you stop everyone else, but Invisible Girl, I will not help
And all here was, I'm about to Dr. Doom her ass. Literally. You'll learn that. You'll learn today.
So then Doom demonstrates this item called the Grabber. That's all it's called. It's called the Grabber.
That's what I said. You see what I'm saying? You see what I said? You'll learn today what this long Dr. Doom feels like. All right.
And it's this weird magnetic thing. So he sends the end piece out, and eventually it finds one of the heads that are buried under the water, and it connects to it. And then he pushes the button of his that's in his hand, and the thing lifts it out of the water and brings it over to them. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's cool, unrealistic technology.
That's how it was. It was technology. Because, like, how that happened? Like, question, what? But who cares? Because it's the 60s. No one gives a shit.
Right. They had bat shark repellent.
Hey, put this on. What is this? Bat shark repellent. Like, this is a thing? Really? This is like 007? You got this type of technology? Goddamn. All right, cool.
So they break it down. He breaks the machine down, gives it to Namor. It's like, here, put this in your butthole, and we'll use it later.
And he's like, yes, sir, friend. You're the best friend ever. Oh, my God. I never had a friend anymore.
Let me go play with the dolphins.
Let's go play with the dolphins.
So then Namor, like, fast forward a little bit of time. So
Literally.
So he's like, now let me tell you my plan. And then, we see next scene, Namor jumps out of the water. So we don't get to know the plan yet. But Namor jumps out of the water, decides he's going to fly, fucks with some pilots a little bit. Cause, why not have a little bit of fun with this?
Right.
And
he needs to step up to his dolphins.
He lands on a city street, and a bunch of people are like, oh, we should jump him.
First of all, y'all about to get fucked up.
He's like, don't fuck with me.
Right, literally. It's like, first of all, they're like, we should beat his ass. I'm like, this man's playing with dolphins. Obviously, he's unhinged right now.
This was my favorite part of the issue, because this is where I will get to bitch. And I like bitching.
Yeah, you do like the bitch.
So, Torch, Johnny Storm, is looking through a bookshelf.
Yeah, he looks through the
and
bookshelf. And
finds a picture of Namor in the back.
Right.
And Sue is like, nah.
Yep.
Leave it alone. That's my picture. And he's like, what the fuck you doing with a picture with Namor?
Right. See.
And she's like, it's none of your fucking business.
This is a rage. I'm like, what are you doing, Sue?
So Torch burns the picture in his hand.
Something that Mr. Fantastic should have been doing. It's funny that your brother has to do that and not, I guess, the love interest, I guess. Fuck that.
And the others come in and are like, well, now you have to explain yourself. And she's like, I don't know how.
Bitch, what? We're going to torch her.
At which point,
Sue.
And again, Reed doesn't get mad enough,
Doesn't give a
dude.
shit.
That's your girlfriend, and she's got a picture of another dude. Dude.
And this, she ain't even explaining herself. That's like, check the phone. It's like, can I get your password? No.
And it's not like, and it's not like a picture of like an old boyfriend. She's keeping it hidden. She hides it in the bookshelf.
She hid it. And then the one that grew balls was Human Torch. He said, I'm just going to burn it because, first of all, that's a villain.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
So then
she didn't even explain herself. That's crazy. This whole
Namor just flies through their window and approaches them. And Ben and Johnny are like, "Yo, let's fuck him up."
Right, literally.
And Reed and Sue are like, "Nah, chill."
I would have beat the shit out of both of them. Both of them would have got this work, and then we would have fucked up Namor. Because what is happening right now? Like, they're literally in the panel. They're intervening. I'm like, what's going? And Reed, of all people, I thought maybe he was going to turn. It's like, nah, chill. I got this. Bam. Gonna lay a haymaker, like one of them, straight haymakers, and drop his ass out the window. Like, hey, that punch was like that far. He strikes his ass out the window, my bitch. But he didn't do it.
Huh?
I thought he was going to like punch him. When I was reading, I was like, maybe he finally gonna grow some balls. I thought he was gonna punch him, but he didn't do it. No. He just stepped in front of. Actually, he stepped in front of.
He wrapped up Ben again.
He wrapped up Ben again, and I'm like, I cannot believe we are going through this from issue 1. Again.
Right.
Kill me now.
So, basically, Namor wants a truce. Reed and Johnny are like, you're lying. And they're like, we're going to go check the building for traps.
Right, so you're lying.
They go check the building for traps. They don't find any. And Namor is like, Reed comes on the TV and is like, hey, we haven't found anything, but we're still not done looking yet.
Right.
And he's like, well, while y'all do this, I'm going to take Sue out for a date.
Right.
At which point...
and he did say it like that.
Yeah.
And Reed is like, I don't care.
But then the building starts to float.
We all float down
and
here.
Namor is like, this is bullshit. Doom, you're supposed to let me get out of here.
Nah, bitch. I don't care about you.
And they reach the edge of space when Doom reveals that his plan was to also kill Namor all along.
Yeah, well, we knew that. Come on now. We knew that's for a reason. I don't like people.
So they reach space. They grab breathing helmets that they apparently keep around. Johnny,
where the fuck he's at?
Johnny attempts to flame on, but that does not work when you're in space, sir, because there's no oxygen.
Why would he? I can do this, like, bro. You're about to float, bro. Like, no, there's no oxygen, bro.
So he jumps out of the window, thinking he's on fire. He is not.
Hey, what if he just died like that? Oh no.
So Reed grabs him and saves him.
You better grab his ass.
Pulls him back in, and he's like, "Thing, hold on to me. I'm going to try to reach him." And he actually almost reaches Doom.
And I was like, "Oh my god, Reed is about to do some Reed shit."
And then
for the first time ever.
And then Doom hit the thrusters.
Oh, he hit the burners. He said, "Nah, he ain't gonna touch me."
And burned Reed. And
he said, my hand. Oh, there's that. That lasted 2 seconds. Damn.
So Reed's back in the spaceship now.
Right, better luck next time, Reed. Maybe next time. We'll get him
and
again.
Things like, you know what? I obviously can't reach him, so I'm just gonna beat the fuck out of Namor for getting this here.
Hey, that's what. Hey, give that man a medal.
And then Doom's like, "Yo, I'm about to throw y'all into the sun. Have fun."
He did say that too.
And Namor finds a water reserve tank and decides he's going to use that to power himself up.
Sure.
Jumps out of that over to Doom's craft.
He's on, I guess, suppose he can get them. Oh, yeah, of course.
And then Namor gets pinned to the side of the cabin due to magnetic force.
Right.
Which doesn't make sense because he's not made of metal.
Metal.
But, comics are comics.
Right.
He gets pinned to the side of the spaceship, but he decides he's just going to come through the spaceship. So he puts his arms and fists through it, falls through the roof.
Yep.
He gets inside. Goes to rip open the door to the cockpit.
And he gets electrocuted.
Doom electrocutes him.
Like a badass motherfucker. He said, "You think I didn't know you were coming up in here?"
Right.
Hey, Doom is like Batman. He had a plan for your plan, homie.
Right.
He went, and you see how they drew it. He's like, he's getting like this. He's getting electrocuted. I'm like, yeah, bitch.
But
fry, bro.
He then
fish sticks.
But then Namor sends electricity back.
Yeah,
through,
he sent it back to him.
He's like a ray, like an eel. I absorbed your electricity, and I'm giving it right back to you.
Right back to you. This Doctor, how we get this Doctor MCU? Because this Doctor Doom look like he don't give a shit.
Right.
Because he's like, I can shock him back. He's like, I'm all metal, bro. Like, I'm literally sending it now tenfold back towards you.
So Doom escapes out of an escape hatch.
He's gone again.
Latches onto a meteorite that's flying by, and I guess at this point, Doctor Doom is blasting off again.
Oh yeah, because you say you put that in from Pokemon. We're blasting off again.
Namor drops them back off on Earth.
Because,
and then Torch actually finds the contraption. It was in the basement. And they're trying to remove it, but they can't. But Namor hits a button on the ship. It detaches itself, flies out the window, flies back to the ship. As it gets to the ship, they drop the ship. He drops the ship off in the ocean, goes back in the ocean. And at this point, he's actually like, I really don't want to hurt anybody at this point. I need to swim around and just figure some shit out.
Sure.
And it's like, oh, okay.
I mean, sure, I guess. Sure. Right.
I
guess that sounds...
And that was the end of the issue. Reed can't do shit right now. His arms are wrapped up in fucking gauze.
Well, it's not like he couldn't do shit since the first issue, but who cares? Who cares?
Right? He can't even stand up for his fucking relationship.
Right. He just lets her just go anywhere and just not even try.
Now, I actually give this issue a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Because of Doom.
Yeah.
Doom is smart as hell.
Bro, the way and then Namor was trying to think he can outsmart him, but like, I'm going to blast you with the same Thunderbolt. He said, okay, please do it. And you are human, right? Or I guess human body. He blasted it right back and not tenfold towards you. So, yeah, no, Doom gives it reason to give it 4 out of 5 also for me. So, yeah.
Now, with that, though, we come to the last issue that we read.
Right, Tales of the Astonish.
And this is Tales to Astonish, issue 35. It was only the return of the Ant-Man story. I'm sure he read the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, I did.
You even read the 2 other extra stories?
Yeah, I read 2 extra stories.
Sorry.
Yeah. Literally, I kept going. I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's get out of here.
This was published September 1st, 1962. Written by Stan Lee and Larry Lieber. Penciled by Jack Kirby. Inked by Dick.
Yeah, Dick's back.
I like Dick.
I like Dick. Oh, wait, what? Huh?
You do Dick, bro.
What do you do? You do Dick, bro.
That's a funny song.
You do Dick, bro.
All right. So with this, we begin with a recap of what happened the last time we seen Henry Pym, which is cool because it had been a while since they did that issue. Not for us, but in real lifetime.
Right, really? Because that was about like
a few months.
3 months ago. Right.
And at the end of it, we see that he's decided, you know what? I need to make them serums again. He's like, I dumped them out last time because they scared me. He's like, I'm done being a bitch. I'm gonna remake them.
Yeah, he didn't want to be like Reed Richards.
He remakes them, puts them in a safe,
right?
And then actually really starts studying ants.
Well, yeah, remember because what they told him, they said you need to go like doing practical science stuff. So he literally did practical science stuff while still keeping the serums that will make them grow or get small or whatever.
So he really starts studying ants, discovers that they talk through their antenna, and actually finds the electronic wavelengths that they use to communicate, and thinks that he can make a helmet that can communicate with ants.
Because Henry or whatever, Pym is smart, so he said, yeah, I can do that.
After making the helmet to talk to ants and a suit to prevent ants from being able to bite him, the government comes in and is like, hey, we have an assignment. It's secret. We need you to create gas that makes people immune to radioactivity. Right. And they're like, so here's some people to help, and goodbye.
Yeah. That was it. They just left him there.
So they actually end up making the gas.
Right. Well, yeah.
And then the Russians were like, "Hey, they're done making the gas. Let's go steal it."
Right. That's it. I was like, I literally read that. I was like, "We're gonna steal it." I'm like, "Oh."
You can definitely tell all these comics were written during the Cold War.
Oh, they did not give a shit, dude. Like, no. Yeah, they went through that type of bad time too. So, yeah, aliens or Russians, pick one.
Right.
Or dictators, I guess.
So after making the helmet, I already said that.
Yeah.
So Pym puts on this. So Pym puts on the suit and gets to work. Okay, so basically the agents break in.
Yeah, they break in.
And tie everybody up, but Pym's in the office.
Right.
And they're like, you need to tell us. Or no, he's not in the office yet. He's actually standing out there in the main room with everybody. And
right, this is like happening like simultaneously, like whoa.
And they're like, you're gonna tell us how to do it. And
right.
He's like, none of them, every single one of them people only work on a small part of it, and no one knows how to do the entire thing. Right. Only I do, and I ain't telling you shit.
Shit. All right, that's it.
So they start talking. He sneaks off into his office,
which I don't know how the hell we're keeping a conversation. You didn't know him actually sneaking away. We just keep eye focus on that. So like he actually snuck off, bro. Like what's with people not pay, like with Blake? Like nobody's not paying attention to. I mean, I get Blake has a little limp. He shouldn't be moving that fast, but damn, he was right there in your face. Like where'd he go? What? Smoke bomb. Easy shit.
So Pym puts on his suit.
Yeah, put the suit on. He's ready. Yeah, he's
shrinks himself and then uses a rubber band and an ashtray to fling himself to a window to crawl under. He climbs down some thread, runs into an anthill.
Yep.
A couple of ants.
Hey, they're about to bully the shit out of him.
They're about to come fuck him up, and he ends up using the helmet to control all of them,
except for one. Big
Birder.
Big Birder came in and said, "What's good?
He said,
I'm ready."
He's like, "What's up?"
I'm bringing the smoke.
So this large worker ant attacks.
Right, he was a large one.
Pym picks him up and throws him.
Hey, I thought he was gonna suplex his ass. I was like, "Oh shit!"
And he's like, "Oh, I still got the strength of when I was a full-sized human."
Yeah, you still got a human-sized strength to actually still throw this person or throw this ant. Yeah.
But Auntie is like, nah.
This is good.
So he comes up and he bites him.
He bites him, but then it didn't work because he got a whole carbonated metal suit on.
Right.
Because he tried it. Yeah, he tried it. And, Big Birder tried that shit. He tried to bite him.
And then Pym judo chops him.
Literally judo chop. Bah! And then that's when Amp's like, all right, you cool? Damn. You gonna take my head off, bro. He's like, we cool. Like, you fight somebody and you just land one punch. He's like, bro, I'm just playing, bro. I wasn't trying to fight you. I'm like, I thought we were fighting. What's happening?
Right.
What's going on right now?
So then Henry and the ants leave the anthill.
Yeah.
Henry takes...
I guess he's the dominant ant now, I guess.
He makes pretty quick work of a beetle that decides it's going to join in on the fun.
He's like, no. Beetle. Hey, Big Birder brought a friend.
Yeah, he got fucked up too, though.
Yep, no time.
And then they make it inside, and... He starts to untie he tries to start untying his assistant, and then, of course, like anybody that, feels something tickling their hand, he kind of brushed him off.
Right,
and then Ant-Man was like, nah.
Right.
So Ant-Man goes up again, manages to untie him.
Yeah, manages to untie him.
And then they go around, and he unties everybody in the room, but all of them still sit there.
Right, oh yeah.
To pretend like they're still being held up.
Right.
He then sends all the fire ants to attack them while he's sending the honey ants to fill the barrels of guns with honey to jam them up, which works super well.
Right. Fire ants are a motherfucker, dude. Oh my god. Can you imagine having thousands of them bitches coming to bro?
So then at that point, the scientists jump the robbers. They call the cops. Hank goes back into his office, grows himself.
Yeah, he drops the serum on top of him.
Takes off the suit,
right?
Puts everything back to where it's supposed to go, and that's the end of the issue. It was actually a pretty good issue. I give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
it was decent.
I give it a 4. I like how this was turned out, and I just like the dominance too, because like you said, you got 3 ants, and with the 10s they bow down except one, and even though I get it, it's like you're, you see fighting all this, this is actually just like Spider-Man. It's like you're fighting other things besides aliens, so. That's my sucker for it, man. Because it's like, oh, now you're fighting alien. The ants is like, oh, ants wants to square up. Like, fuck it, let's go. Like this is great.
Right.
So, but yeah.
So yeah, that's the 6 issues.
And he did some superhero shit finally. Literally.
I am actually going to give MVP to a very unlikely character.
Of course.
We talked about it earlier.
Oh yeah.
I'm giving it to Rick Jones.
Yeah, give it to Rick. Go ahead, man.
Because now he controls the Hulk, and I'm just saying that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's kind of scary, bro. Yeah. Like, and that type of power.
He even has kind of a moment where he's like, he listens to what I want him to do, and it's kind of like, all right.
Right, he like a video game, like move your arm, move this, stand this, do not move. I'm like, damn, you made him a bitch. Like, go, okay. Like Thanos did.
So yeah, I'm actually excited to see what happens. I'm giving Rick the MVP.
So Rick's like another hero, isn't he? So you got 3 heroes. You didn't even pick not one villain, haven't you?
Rick's actually just a nobody.
Oh, okay. He's not even nobody. All right, okay. He's nobody.
He's not really a hero. He's not really a villain. He's just there.
He's just there. So Rick's gonna die. I'm just kidding. Probably. But that's, yeah.
It's gonna take me a second to drag his picture up to the top here.
Overall, these issues, they're okay.
It was a good solid group
of
issues.
Yeah, there some interesting things was weird, but I'll take it, I guess. Fuck it. It was better than what we have had for the past couple. It's better than what we have for the past couple weeks. I'm like, I get confused. Like, what's going on here? What are we doing? You gotta start asking questions like, what is going on in this book that we're reading here?
Right.
So, your cat can go to sleep like play dead or something, whatever. Look, it goes play dead and it wakes up
she heard the dryer spinning.
Right, it wakes up like from the grave. It's like, I'm awake. You thought I was asleep? Hell no, no way. Because the moment the cat was just like sleeping right here on my foot, and I was like, okay. Then it just got back up. It's like, I took a power nap for like 3 seconds. I am awake now.
All right, I got Rick where he's supposed to be.
Nice.
But yeah, so I'm giving it to Rick, and then again next week, guys, we're actually going to start the old school Captain America comics because that was like the first, like the start into the Marvel universe. We're actually going to be doing that for about a month. So there's only 23 issues, and doing 6 issues a week. That's 6/12. That's almost 4 full weeks of fucking Captain America, the most hated hero for me.
Right.
That's not Superman. But I'm hoping I gain some more appreciation for the old school comics. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Because right now, I mean,
we may make it through 6, and then me be like, nah.
Yeah, we might just be done with this. Because like I said,
we'll see though.
It's Cap, and I'm like, I fucks with Cap. He's cool.
Or we may alternate back and forth. We may do like 6 Caps, and then the next week do the next six issues that were in line, and then go back and do Cap. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just saying.
Don't hold your breath, like he said. Like Cap said, don't hold your breath.
We'll see. Like I said, we'll see how things go. Yeah. I'm loving the comic run, dude.
The comics are good.
Reading these old school comics is actually really dope.
It's
really
more
fun.
informative to see, like I said, besides like the corniness that they bring, it is more informative, like you said, like with Uncle Ben and the Amazing Fantasy 15. We thought Uncle Ben was saying, "Come great power, come great responsibility," but it was like reading a narration. Like the narrator was kind of saying it, like he has the great power with great responsibility. I was like, damn, that kind of put the ruin on the things right there. Like I thought it was one of the uncles saying that shit, but it wasn't. But or the fact that he left out of a television.
They'll retcon it later, though, I'm sure.
Oh well, they have a couple times with that. Well, yeah, even with Ultimate Spider-Man, they retconned it right there. So it's like, well, you kind of did. So, right. Yeah.
But all right, guys. So I guess with that being said, we're gonna end our podcast here.
Yeah.
We love y'all per the usual. And we will see y'all next week. Remember, Monday will be the next What If episode
Monday.
review.
Oh, I was like, wow. I thought you said Monday. Like, what if next one comes on Wednesday?
No, next Monday will be the next What If review.
Right, review, right.
And then Comic Corner number 6 will be a week from today.
Yeah.
So, featuring Captain America.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
All right. So that being said, we love y'all.
You can tell he's like, I'm not thrilled for this shit.
Excelsior.
Excelsior. He's like, Captain America, what? He's like, he ain't thrilled for this shit.